Hello and a very warm welcome to this special episode on Cricket Fables with Jamie and Neha. Today we have an absolutely wonderful guest with us. She's someone who's bubbly. She's really like the life of a party, if there is a party that one can get to in these days during COVID times. But she's a wonderful cricketer and a wonderful person as well. And she's all of 20. Jemima Rodriguez, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and it's really sweet of you to say all those things.
How are you doing? How has the lockdown been? And I believe you're now at the camp. Cricket is finally back for the women's team, so that's exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, I was talking to my friends also. Like, it's been just so long that we all have played together as a team. I mean, we were like fed up with texting each other. How long will we be practicing? We want to go out and play matches. So finally, we're here and we are super excited and also kind of nervous because after a long time we are playing, but the excitement is more. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
What was that first moment like when you all got together? Like you said, you've been in touch over the phone, but there must be a very different feeling when you're finally at the camp all together.
Yeah, it was. Actually, before this, we had some club matches in Bangalore. So we just met them. But I think the real excitement was when we had the women's T20 challenge. When that was really after more than 8 months, I think, that we met the whole team. I met my friends and everything. Honestly, I feel like going and jumping on them. But okay, it was COVID. We had to maintain social distancing. So I was controlling myself because I was so excited to be back with the team. So yeah. And Smriti also told me, Jamie, if you jump, remember, I'm going to step back and you will fall down. So you better not jump. So I'm like, okay, I won't.
Super.
There are young girls who want to get into cricket but don't know how to get into cricket, right? So how did it start for you? Can you tell us about that?
I think for me, things just happened. Like for me, I was like a complete tomboy. Firstly, I had boy cut and everything, and I used to not do the things like a normal girl would do. Like playing with dolls and everything was like not in my this thing. So for me, it started. My brothers used to play cricket, and looking at them, I started playing cricket. I picked up a bat, and I think those who know me know that I cannot sit quietly in one corner. I'm always up to something or the other, some mischief. And Mama knows that. So whenever I sit quietly in one corner, Mama, the today teacher might have shouted at her, she's done something wrong or something like that. So it is pretty obvious. So that's how cricket started for me. Started playing with my boys, started playing out in the gully. Then at the age of 4, I started really young. I started going for professional practice, like proper cricket practice with my brothers. So that's how it all started for me. And then it so happened that my dad started coaching me. My dad's my coach even till today. So, that's another advantage. And till then, I really didn't know that women's cricket existed. As you're saying, like, how do people want to get into it? I didn't know. I used to just play just because I love playing the sport. Yeah. So then one day I'd gone to Shivaji Park when I was 8 years old, and my brothers had a match. I went to cheer them. So that day, the coach of their team said that today there are going to be girl selections over here. So we're like, oh, ladki log ka bhi cricket hota hai kya idhar? So that's how we got to know. And then I went back from Dadar to Bandra, dressed up, came with my dad. Dad's holding me and holding my small kid bag in the other hand. We walked in, and the moment I walked in, everyone started laughing because I'm like this tiny little girl, 8-year-old, and they were all like 18 plus, 19, 20, 25-year-old girls and all that. So yeah, that's how cricket began for me, actually.
So did your dad play cricket as well? You said he coaches you. So he played cricket in some capacity?
Yeah, my dad did play cricket. I mean, he was really passionate to play cricket. But at that time, the mentality of all the parents are like, no, you have to study. Study will give you a job. You'll settle in life. And my dad came from a pretty poor background. So, the parents were not wrong at that time because nobody knows. You might get selected, may not. There's so much competition. So my grandfather made sure that my dad studied. And even though he was poor, he made sure that he got the best education. And he became an aircraft engineer. He used to work for Jet Airways. But he always had a passion to play cricket, but because of certain reasons he couldn't. He didn't have the support. He didn't have the money. In fact, he should take tuitions so that he gets that pocket money, and he used to go buy a kit bag or buy gloves or something like that. So it was like that for my dad. So he played some amount of cricket, but not very high level. But he made sure that for his 3 kids, it's always like he fully backed us, supported us. He's like, no, you go out and play. We are behind you. So that is like an added advantage. Every time I walk on the field, I know that okay, my mom and dad both are backing me, so I can just go out and play bindas. So yeah, so that is like the story.
He must be a very, very proud father right now. Jemimah, as someone who's a role model now, you might be interacting with other girls and women who did not have that support system which you had. What would your message be to them?
Honestly, see, firstly, I can't really put myself in their shoes because nobody knows what they've been through. Because I've got so much support, I've got so much backing. So firstly, for me to say something won't justify the pain that they are in, because it's not easy. So firstly, I would just say hats off to all those who are playing cricket even without support of their parents. For me, it was much more easier. But for you, firstly, hats off to that. And I would just say, just if you have a passion and the will to, do what it takes, I think nobody can stop you. At a certain point, people will realize, and even your parents will realize, okay, if my daughter or my son is taking so much effort, putting so much passion behind what they're doing, so we need to back them. So honestly, I'll just tell you, just keep doing what you're doing, keep working hard, even when, it seems that things are not working in your favor, keep working, and at the right time, things will just fall into place. And I'm sure, like no parent will, want their child to be unhappy. They'll always want you to be happy, and seeing you put in so much effort, they will support you.
Yeah. Now you're the only other woman other than Smriti to have hit double 150 overs, right? Against Saurashtra. So we all know you can hit the ball a long way. But at what point did you really realize that you belonged at that level?
Yeah, so, as I said, my story started, I started playing just like that. But then I started at a very young age also. So, as a kid, you want to go out and enjoy. You want to go for vacations and, be with your family and chill and everything. But because cricket in Mumbai is, the peak is during May and during our summer holidays, I should never get that opportunity. Like my cousin used to be out there, going to resorts and everything. I used to be sitting in the local train with my mom, traveling all the way to Thane to play a cricket match. So, I used to not like it at that time. But since my father's a bit strict, I couldn't, tell him that, no, I want to go out there and play. So, he used to just say, just go. So I couldn't never argue. But yeah, so, I mean, at that time, I used to like, it at one point it became like, because of my dad, I used to go for practice every day. Like he was persistent. He was after us. And my two brothers also, I played with them. So it was because of him that I started playing. But the moment I realized that, okay, cricket got serious for me was when I played my first Mumbai game for the state. That first series of mine, I played, and I think in my debut, I didn't get batting. It was against Maharashtra. The second match against Gujarat, we got them all out in 60 or something. I scored 28 not out. And the third game that I played was against Saurashtra, where I scored 81 not out. I took a lot of balls, like more than 100. And the same guy didn't have any strength. I hit only one boundary in that. So that time I realized, okay, if I want to play cricket, I just want to play. I want to be the best where I'm at. So that is actually got serious for me, and I started taking things seriously. So then dad didn't have to force me for practice after that.
Jemimah, you've done at a very young age what many countless people dream of doing. Can you describe that feeling when you first put on the India cap?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to that, because like from the past 2 years, I was scoring continuously domestic. In every game, almost I was scoring. But the most important games, that was the Railways, where Railways, I think out of 11, 9 players, actually even all 11 are current India players in our domestic circuit. And the Challengers. Challengers is like one step away from playing from India. So India A, India B, India C, that's our selection games. So in those 3 most important games, I had no scores. I had 0, 1 and 0. And rest all the matches I performed. So, the selectors were like, no, she performs against the weak team, but when it matters the most, she's not performing. So, I was disheartened. And then, because I was like, why I'm scoring so much, I'm putting in so much into this, but what's the point when I'm not scoring against, the most important teams? So then again, nothing doing. And then I started working hard. I started developing new shots over that years, and, started working on my strike rate and everything else. And then in the next year, again, I scored in all the games. As I said, I had that double century against Saurashtra. I had 1,013 runs in, I think, 11 games or something like that. And I did well. But then again, time came for, that Challengers games. And again, I was nervous. I'm like, okay, I did well, but this is more important. But like by God's grace, things just fell into place. I got selected for India A also that time. I did well there. I had, I think, 2 or 3 50s against Bangladesh. Like it was their proper team and India 8. So yeah, it started there. But I always remember, when I used to go and watch a movie. So before a movie in India, there's always a national anthem.
Yeah.
So I was so desperate at a certain point, that whenever I used to watch the national anthem, I used to imagine myself standing there in the India Blues with the Indian team and singing the national anthem. And when it happened, I made my debut in South Africa. My dad was also there. When it happened, that I was still, I couldn't believe it. I was like, am I still in the theater? Or I am in, Potchefstroom over here standing and singing the national anthem. It was so unreal. But yeah, it was a long time for me. It didn't happen like overnight. It was a long wait, a lot of effort. But at the end, it was worth it because I strongly believe that God knows the perfect timing, when we need to get selected. And it all fell into place. So yeah, I'm really happy about it.
That is such a wonderful story. I'm sending you a virtual hug right now. That is so sweet.
Thank you so much.
I can't imagine how proud your parents must have been. I mean, your father, all the, hard work, sweat and toil going into it and trying to make you a cricketer and then for you to don India's cap, right? So you've been following India, England at all?
Yeah, I have been watching the game.
And if you just compare women's cricket to men's cricket, obviously, it has sort of gotten better with time, right? You're getting to play much more. There's also the women's IPL. There is the Big Bash League. You're part of, Yorkshire Diamonds, the Kia T20 League. So there are things happening for women's cricket, and that must make you happy as well. Of course, not enough, definitely. I mean, you compare it to the men's game, where it stands. But do you believe there is enough happening? Do you believe more needs to be done, or that it'll take time? Like, what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I think if you ask any cricketer, it's never enough. We always crave for more. We want more. If you see it that way, but honestly, I wouldn't complain because if you just see few years before, women's cricket had nothing. Like the kind of matches that we have played, I think in the last 2 years, we played so many compared to, what the people who played for India before played in, I think 4 years. They used to just have 2 tours, throughout the year. And here we are always on tour. We are not at home at all. So, the matches have definitely increased where, we are getting to play overseas tournaments, the Kia Super League, the Big Bash and everything. So yes, things have changed a lot compared to what they were before. And I think the massive change happened after the 2017 World Cup where India reached the finals against England and lost by 9 runs. I think after that, women's cricket just picked off and shot up in India. And, it's really nice to see. But yeah, somewhere when we are over here, especially during the lockdown, I just felt it like, we are watching the men's play go overseas and, play these matches and we are sitting at home. It was kind of disheartening. And even the IPL meets, I won't complain. We got to play 3 games. We were really excited. We were very happy about it. But, we wanted to play more because we waited so long. We did like 15 days of quarantine just for those 3 games. And at least my team reached the finals. I got 3 games. The other team just got 2 games. So it's like that. But I wouldn't complain about it, honestly, because the fact that we're getting to play cricket, after this lockdown has taught me such a blessing. So yeah, I'm grateful, but yeah, I think any cricketer will always want more.
Jemimah, it's very interesting you're saying this, how there's leagues popping up. And really, like you said, after that World Cup final, the amount of white ball cricket really soared. But it's been so many years since the Indian women's team played a test match. Is that something which often, it pops up, in backroom discussions or just in downtime? Because there are a few players in the squad who've played, not so many, because it's been so many years. In this times of leagues and white ball cricket, does the talk often veer to, hey, I wish we had a chance to play a test match?
Actually, it's funny. Yesterday, Smriti and I had got live on Instagram. And we just spoke about the test match. And it seems that, when Smriti played her test match, it was many years back, when it was her debut, it was like 8 people out of the 11 were making their debut.
Wow.
Because that's how, I think only Juludi, even Harry was making her debut, only Mithudi, Juludi, and I think someone else was also, I'm sorry, I forgot, but who had played tests. So, that's just like, it's been so long that nobody has played. And even when they played, it was like 8 people were making their debut. So honestly, we really want to, just experience wearing those whites and playing, and especially now because so much red ball cricket is happening and the pink ball test again. So, we always want to play that. So yeah, we do have those discussions, and I believe the time is not far where, we'll also be playing these test matches and, doing well and making the country proud.
We hope so.
I am just amazed by how comfortable you are in front of the camera. I have watched your shows. I have been doing this for 15 years. I still am not so comfortable, and here you are. You're doing these. Is it your generation? I mean, what is it? It fascinates me. You're so natural. You've got no inhibitions. What is it, Jemimah?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
Just don't look at the camera.
I think I don't know. Just been like from the time I've started, playing for India and everything. Just been so often that they say practice makes you better. But I think it's just that we've done it so often that you just kind of get used to it. But if I'll be honest with you, I still get nervous during, like, just before it starts. I'm always a bit nervous. Okay. But once I start, then it's same like batting. Initially, initially I'm a bit
infectious. Like throughout, I've just been smiling.
So we have a bit of a rapid fire round. So you have, as the name goes, fat said you have to answer. So you start?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. The favorite song you're listening to right now, like on loop?
Favorite song I'm listening to right now? Oh shit, wait. I think I don't know, because
it could be like an old song, whatever like you're listening to right now. It doesn't have
the last song that came to mind.
Yeah.
Last song. I think it would be Ed Sheeran song. What do you know? I don't know the name, but I have to listen to that.
Now that you're on the spot, it happens.
Okay, never mind. Okay, latest crush.
Latest crush. I think Rohit Saraf. He would be my latest.
Oh, okay. Yes. The latest show you're watching.
Latest show I am watching. I was watching Suits. But now I was not watching any series. I was just watching a movie. So I think Suits would be the latest that I was watching. Yeah.
What genre do you really, what do you watch?
What do I? Sorry, just 1 second. I think it's a COVID.
Let's start again. And then you can think of this song. Are you used to it?
Yeah, in the IPL, like every 3 days we had a test. So that is
anyway, so we'll get back to the fourth question.
Yeah.
No, we'll start with the now she's got some time. Have you figured out the song? No.
Yes, it's what do I know.
We'll do it again.
Okay.
What's the most recent song you're listening to?
The favorite song you're listening to on loop.
Yeah, I think it's not favorite, just I have those, times when I just get hooked on those songs. So I think it's right now What Do I Know by Ed Sheeran.
Okay. The show you're watching, you said Suits, but is there like a particular genre that you like? Like, I don't know, I do romance.
I love rom-com actually.
Same here.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my favorite.
That's a good one.
But I finished long back. So then I started with Suits. I didn't think I would like it, but I really loved it. So Suits was something different. It's about lawyers and everything, but it's really cool. I love the chemistry that Mike and Harvey have. So yeah.
Okay.
The last sporting achievement, any sport that really moved you?
Any sport.
It could be cricket, but in case it's some other sport you happen to be watching during lockdown or something.
I think it would be the India-Australia match at the Gabba. So I think that was a historic moment, and everyone, I don't know why, but everyone could relate to it and just felt the emotion. So yeah, I think it would be that.
Yeah, it was really resilience of human spirit, no? Like everybody's getting injured. You don't have players who's going to play. It's at the Gabba.
And Brisbane also, where Australia had not lost for 33 years. So.
Okay, what is the one word you use all the time? Like, it's just the word that you are constantly...
It would be... See, since I'm from Bandra, there is men. So it's like a slang. What men?
Yes,
what are you doing, men? So that is one thing I use a lot. And I mean, I don't know how, but I just use a lot. So and literally.
Okay.
Virat or Rohit?
Rohit Sharma. He's my favorite. I mean, I respect Virat Kohli, nothing wrong about it, but I just love Rohit Sharma.
Okay. Vada pav or Frankie?
Oh, if you can change it to Bhaji Pav or Frankie, I'll go for Bhaji Pav. I'm not a big fan of Vada Pav, but Bhaji Pav is my favorite.
Who's your favorite teammate? Like one who you didn't have a ball with.
There's Smriti, because when I made my debut, Smriti was my room partner and we share a really good bond. And also there's Arundhati now. So yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we have a group. There's Harleen and Radha also. They'll feel bad if they're hearing this. So
Include them all. Include them all.
I believe in groups. I believe in having lots of friends. Okay. A dance move that everybody should know right now.
the floss.
Which is that one?
Yeah, the floss. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that my 6-year-old is into it. Okay, are we done?
That's a rapid fire round. So well done.
Well done, Jemima. And
we did a bit cheating, guys, with the song, so it's fine.
ठीक है, सब चलता है.
But it's I don't know, it's just been so much fun talking to you. And like I said, your energy is infectious. We're smiling, we're happy talking to you here. And we are hoping and wishing and praying that you spread the smile that you have all around, and that you do well in the upcoming series against South Africa. All the very best. I know you guys are playing cricket after a while, and this must be very exciting. So yeah, thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you so much for having me, Meha and Jamie. It was really nice getting to know you all too. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.